What's good, YouTube? Cardfight King here, AQUA Life Baby. You already know how it is. And today, guys, I want to do a deck profile on my Blue Wave Aquaforce deck that I got top 8 with at our DMV Dynasty Cup championship today. It's part of the Dynasty Cup versus Vanguard Summer Wars qualifier series. The last tournament is going to be at my main locals at HQ Games. I'll make a video about the date. Can't think of the date 3 o'clock in the morning off the top of my head. But, so yeah, we did make top 8 today with Blue Waves. Wanted to do a little switch up from Thavis. Was testing this deck out, this past week and the day before. Tested really well against Gear Chronicle. Tested really well against some other things. And so I was feeling pretty confident, pretty comfortable going in. Obviously, there are things I will change about the deck and things I'm considering changing, but I'll get to all that towards the end. Now, we made top 8. Am I happy that we made top 8? Yes. Am I mad that we didn't make it any further than that? Yes. Did we get an invite? And am I pissed? You better believe I'm still pissed. But, it is what it is. Got to get better. Got to get back to the drawing board. And, nothing else I can say about that. So, without further ado, let's get started. And I'm going to do a tournament report at the end of the video. Or end of the deck profile. One of the two. All right, guys. So for Blue Waves, I ran Andre for my starter. Now, the reason why I didn't run the Blue Wave starter is because, again, I felt as if he was a little bit too slow in a sense. I have to wait an extra turn. More or less, the most effectiveness you're going to get out of him is on your Tetra Boil strides, Andre just offers so many more options throughout the game on your first stride, whatnot. And first striding in Blue Waves is really slow. It's not that great. Usually your first stride is like Commander Thavis, unless you go into Air Assault because there's something you need. Probably you want to go into Commander Thavis. He is so important to this deck because just getting you to Anger Boil's amazing GB2 ability. And I'll talk about that a little later. But the first stride in Blue Waves is really not that good. It's not that pressuring, not that powerful, especially when you've been playing Thav so long. You can see the disparity difference, especially in terms of build and whatnot. And so, Andre just offers, other options. He offers the ability for you to get multiple attacks during things. Obviously, if you get a pretty nice opening hand and you stride and, Commander Thavis and you can do certain things, obviously it's a bit better. But Andre definitely gives you a lot more plays that you can do throughout the game, and he's more versatile than the Blue Wave starter. Rest triggers, obviously for heal triggers, gotta play heals, no question about that. And then I went with 6 draw and 6 crit. So 6 draw and 6 crit for my favorite crit trigger, Brutal Trooper. Reason why I want to 6 draw and 6 crit is because, again, this deck is definitely different from Thavis, and you need to be able to build up advantage, especially when it comes to early game. Like, I knew I was going to be playing against Saint Guard and things that pressure early game, and draw triggers, against early game type decks in a way, definitely help out a ton. A lot of these attacks you can just throw down a 5k shield and guard. Plus, hitting a draw trigger early game, getting that advantage early is just very, very good, especially when you get into striding and late game. So that's the reason why I wanted to go 6 draw, 6 crit. And it's actually working. It actually worked out. We have a recurring crit trigger in the deck, and the 6 draw triggers are there just to help build advantage and get to cards you need. Seeing your rear guards, getting your rear guards to your hand as fast as possible. And your shields and whatnot. So the 6 draw 6 crit. Oh, this glare sucks. 6 draw 6 crit really definitely worked out today, guys. I'm thinking about playing more draws than Thavis, but we'll get to that later. So yeah, didn't feel like I lost any aggression. Restanding Vanguard, pressure, and things like that. So yeah, I still hit a fair amount of crits when I actually hit triggers, which is rare, but I did. But what it is, what it is. All right, on to grade 1. Alright, so grade 1, pretty simple. 4 unflipping PGs, because the more damage we have unflipped, the more combos we can do. 4 stride damage. This is a stride deck. We need to be able to stride. 3 Stacia, you know what she does. Attack for Nike from the back row, GB1. Absolutely amazing card. Definitely helps with your slower first strike. But again, this deck definitely does have a problem. Sorry, this deck definitely has a problem with starting up fast. But once you get to like mid game and even early game, it is so good. But yeah, she definitely helps with that first strike thing, and she also helps during your Lambros plays. She's just a very helpful card, very good card. Makes a whole lot of plays. Can serve as a booster if you need it, and serves as a nice poke card attacker if you need it as well. And then I played Dispatch Mission Seagull Soldier. This guy was actually very, very nice today. Put in a lot of work. So what he does is on call, Soul Blast 1, give +3 to another unit. What his GB ability is wave 4 more at the end of the battle that he boosts, you can bounce to your hand. So we have a recurring card. In this deck, I learned this trick. I learned this play from watching people play Spectral, Diablo, and Shadows. Is that having a booster behind your Restanding Vanguard is pretty nice sometimes, because sometimes you can just stack your crit in your Vanguard, and then when you swing with the boost, your opponent probably doesn't, if they don't have a perfect guard, great. Then you could definitely put out a lot of pressure on your opponent that way from your Resetting Vanguard. Plus, this guy's going to bounce back to your hand. So he definitely put in a lot of work, giving 3K to like Tidal Assault, Foivo, so I can hit somewhere, poke, get a kill, and then restand with more power. This guy definitely put in a lot of work today, guys. So definitely card I'm thinking about keeping him. I'm thinking about maybe cutting one for another grade 2, but we'll see. More testing needs to be done. All right, grade 2. All right, so for grade 2s, I shouldn't have to explain my man's right here. My main man, Tidal Assault. Actually, Tidal Assault was an MVP today. He was such a key part of my game plan. In my round 4 Vanguard match, I was able to hit a crit on him. My opponent ate 2 Tidal Assaults with crits. Again, Tidal Assault he is my favorite before his rear guard. This is my man's right here. I play him at 4 in every Outforce deck. It's just overall disgusting card. He's my favorite. But yeah, he definitely puts in a lot of work, guys. And again, he helps with your first stride turns, gets off Aristotle, helps command, putting 5K on him during Commander Thavis turn. Then if you hit any triggers, just such a good card. 4 copies of Foivos, another very, very good card, but his ability is wave 3rd time only. When he attacks, you counterblast 1, and he gains 2,000 to the end of the turn. Then at the end of that battle, you reset. Now it's wave 3 only, meaning that you need to be able to enable the 3rd battle first before he can go and enable the 4th battle. He's a 4th battle enabler that needs to be enabled, essentially. Great card overall. Disgusting with Tetra Boil, disgusting with Anger Boil's GB2 ability. This guy is just an MVP guy. He put in a whole lot of work. Early game, really good. You ride your grade 3, call him out to the side, call another card out, attack Vanguard. Any triggers go to him. Attack, counterblast 1. Attack, counterblast 1 plus 2K. Then restand and attack again with a boost or whatever it is. He's just overall a really good, solid card. You definitely need to be playing 4 in a blue wave deck. And then 3 copies of Magnum Assault. The reason why I'm playing Magnum Assault is because, again, I needed help hitting that 4th battle, getting my first turn strides to really click. And, during later in the game, Magnum Assault, has definitely earned his place back in a lot of things. Just like with Thavis, I had to return back to him. He always seems to put in work. And, he definitely did today. So 3 Magnum Assault. You guys know what he does. Now, one thing is about Magnum Assault, which is really cool, is that you don't have to use his counterblast ability and restand until the end of the battle that you boosted. So, if your opponent's sitting there sacking you, and there ain't no point in restanding him. You don't need to restand him. You just need to do what you need to do. But yeah, awesome card. Great card. Grade 3. All right, so grade 3, I played 1 copy of Thavis and 3 copies of Tetra Drive. The reason why I played Thavis is because historically, riding Tetra Drive, ever since G Gardens, whatever else came out, blah blah, Seabreeze, he just has not been that great in a sense. And so, playing with Thavis, I felt like, okay, if I could ride Thavis, then I have a really good card I can stride on top of and do certain things. But again, I'm going to be taking Thavis out and putting in Tetra Drive back in again, because in game 3 of top 8, being on Thavis definitely did hurt me in a sense, because I did damage check like 2 Anger Boils, whatever, but it's like, I needed to have a Blue Wave Vanguard, and I didn't, and so I lost out on certain plays that I could have done. Even though the tech did work out earlier in the day, having him in there, at this point in time, he didn't work, and I'm all about consistency and trying to make things, more consistent, how things work. So he's definitely coming out, but he did put in his work today. Unfortunately, not enough not enough to get us where we need to get to. And then 4 copies of Anger Boy, the card that you definitely want to be on. GB2, wave second time only. You attack. Anger Boy gains 5k, and you choose a unit, restand it, and it gains 10,000 power. Absolutely nasty. Again, combines with Foivos, combines with Tile Soul, who hasn't used his ability yet. Same with Magnum, combined with him perfectly, especially if he hasn't used his ability yet. Just overall great GB2 ability. Stride Break ability, when you stride Tetra Boil on top of him, he gains the ability that wave second time only. When you attack an opponent's Vanguard, you choose 2 units, restand them, and give them +3. If you attack with, let's say you poke with Tidal at the rear guard, you can restand Tidal, give Tidal and something else 3k. You do as much of the effect as possible. So there's that. Outstanding card right here. He's the card that you want to definitely be on, and I'm going to be switching him to Tetra because you need just to have the Blue Wave name. You just need to have name on Circle. Name in this deck is just too important. All right, and Stride Zone. All right, so Stride Zone should be fairly simple, guys. 1 Dismal, 1 Screw, 2, I wish we had a better G-Guardian, hopefully in set 9, Floatia. Gosh, I wish we had a better G-Guardian. 1 Seabreeze, and 1 Aristotle. Again, some people argue you don't need to run Seabreeze in deck. I'm like, yeah, but I run enough G-Break cards that I do want to play Seabreeze and, effectively. That triple drive definitely hurts my opponent. And Aristotle's just in there for some, tech control if I definitely need to kill off a starter like TikTok or the Shao Paladin starter, whatever it is. And then I play 2 copies of my favorite Stride, Lamby Bamby Baby, you already know. I would be playing like 10 copies of him if we could, but I wanted to play him at 4 because, I want these other Strides I felt as if were a bit more valuable at 4 than Lamby is. And so, essentially, I have, like 3 finishers or whatever. So, yeah. 4 copies of Commander Thavis. Again, a very good card. Actually, he's more important in this deck than any other Aquaforce deck in a sense, because your first Stride, he puts your Anger Boil into GB2. And since he puts your Anger Boil into GB2, that means that if you can't Stride, you have, to me, the most powerful offensive GB2 ability to restand the unit and give it 10,000 power, and he gets to be 16. So I have no problem playing with his GB2 ability. It's just that, in Commander Thavis definitely puts you at GB2, and he's usually your first Stride. Give a unit 5k. Give a unit 5k back row attack. Overall, just a pretty nice card. Again, this deck does have some slow startup, but he's a very good card. I talk about him too often, especially in the Link matchup. I talk about him way too often. And then 4 copies of Tetra Boil, the Restander. Outstanding card. What he does is when he attacks an opponent's Vanguard on the second time, Counterblast 1, Persona Flip, and he loses a drive check, but at the end of the 4th battle that your rear guard attacked an opponent's Vanguard, you get to discard 1 card and restand him so you can do another attack, another twin drive. Very good card, works definitely in conjunction with the crit trigger. Very pressurizing unit, and yeah, overall just very, very nice. Overall, very, very good. It's a very powerful Stride lineup, guys, in a sense, but the deck doesn't really get kick-started until it hits, after first Stride or after you G-Guard and then go into him, which is what I did and helped me win, but it's another story for another day. All right, and let's get into this, Alright, so let's get into this tournament report. Alright, guys, so round 1 played against Sanctuary Guard. I got bodied 0-2 badly. Both games ended essentially the same way. Double Flogel, Blaster Blade had some way of gaining extra power, whether it was like Ultima Stride game 1 after G-Guarding or Sanctuary Regalia game 2. Double Flogel on board, open count, he was at like 4 or 5 damage. I really pushed him hard. But again, opened up like that. I couldn't. And then he proceeds to hit a crit and a crit, stacking on Blast Blade, can't guard it. Game 2, heal crit, still can't guard, not really drawing into anything to defend with. It was just a very bad first round. Then round 2, played against Brawlers, was able to beat Brawlers. I was able to just outpace Brawlers, even if my field did get punched. Again, she wasn't really drawing into any of her rear guards and whatnot, so I was able just to call field out and keep pushing, keep wrecking that hand, and things like that. Definitely a matchup that looks bad on paper, but essentially is not as bad as you think. And then played against Mega Colony Machinings round 3. Was able to win that 2-1. Pretty much, game 1 he double crit me while I was at 3. Games 2 and 3. Game 2 I know he was great stuck in. He was stuck at 1 forever. And then game 3 he game three really just came down to what me being able to re-ride my grade 3 after getting destroyed, and then being able to push with Tetra Boil and things like that. And then round 4, I played against David from my Vanguard. He was playing Saint Guard, was able to beat him 2-1. The first game he beat me in, again, he got the Blaster Blade Flogel. For some reason, that just seems to follow me. That's like the bane of my existence. Oh, God have mercy. Anyway, so that happened. And I lost game 1, Blaster Blade Flogel. Games 2 and 3, Game 3, he wasn't. I Seabreeze. I beat him on Seabreeze. He didn't rewrite a grade 2, really. He didn't really have one. And I think Geocities may have gotten in trouble. I'm not too sure, but pretty much just of it. Game 3 was able to just go Seabreeze and win. I had a lot of cards. I had Foivos, on board, who's going to restand. I had Tidal restanding. So yeah, pretty good round 4. Then round 5, I was going to play against Chaosbreaker, against a really good buddy of mine, Ninja Master. But he was like, you know what, I'm X2, you're X1. So he gave me the win. He wanted to see me top rather than preventing him and myself from not topping. And he was like, you can have the win. So didn't get to play CBD with the Blue Waves, but got the win, made the top 8. Top 8, played against Ripples. Game 1, I was able to G-Guard, go into Tetra Ball. My opponent was at 4 damage from my early game pressure. And I was able to, definitely take that game. Games 2, he opened up Odysseus, reroll grade 2, and I was not able to Seabreeze. Plus, I was damaging like all my 3s, and I only had like 1 3. It was just a very ugly game 2. Game 3 pretty much came down to I was like not really seeing my rear guards, but it's like on my Lambros turn, he no guarded Lambros at 3. I drive check, triple grade 2. I'm sitting there like, where were you guys earlier? And then I then push him to 5 damage. His turn comes. He hits a heal and a draw. I have to discard the last 2 cards in my hand. And then, and I'm on Thavis. I'm on Thavis, which definitely, hurt. I'd rather have been on Anger Boil. But I was on Thavis, and I, had to use his GB2 ability, and he did take a damage. Literally, if he didn't hit a heal trigger, I may have won that game because he did need to take a damage since he didn't have an intercept on board, which was very nicely to help block for him. So yeah, came down to whether I needed I did need a trigger, but didn't get it, and bada bing bada boom, deck bricked on me at the end. So yeah. That's the tournament report, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. And, yeah, I will catch you guys in the next video. I'll be doing a deck profile on Baby Girl Loris and Harmonics. All right, we'll see y'all later. Peace.